Hey, it's me, MLB. Here is chapter 43 of Chance Ball, and this one is titled Shopping Trip. Here is just a polite warning before we start. There is a scene in this chapter that I've had to skip quite heavily over, but as you all know, the completed book without any of the scenes being chopped out can be found on my Quirky Fanfics website. The link is free from my Patreon. Patreon is the same name as here, MLB224 Fanfics. Free to join to get to the website to read the scenes that have been taken out. If you dare. That I should add that in, if you dare. Okay, so without further ado, let's keep going on the chapter. Oh, how cute. You two match then, he replied smartly with a grin. Did you compare sizes? Watch that mouth, baby, or I'll shove something down there, Dabi warned with a sexual sneer, his top lip curling back a bit. Dare I say, that's what she said, you replied to him. Damn. You got me on that one. I'm becoming too predictable. Need to get better jokes, Dabi replied. Just then, lunch break ended, and you two had to part ways to go to your next class, which you were kind of grateful for. It just meant that you were away from Dabi, who wouldn't feel his gaze on you all afternoon. Had you been in the same class, you know he would have been making eyes at you the whole time, or calling out questions to the teacher that had heavily sexual undertones and absolutely nothing to do with the lesson at hand. Finally, the last class for the day ended, and you speed-walked from the room, making a beeline for the car park. As you got closer to the parking lot, you could see Dabi was already there, leaning back against the hood of the car, waiting patiently for you. You grinned as you approached him, and he smirked. You ready? He asked as you walked right up, and immediately engaged him in a very heavy, hot kiss. The tension was so thick between the two of you, it was like a wall of lust that seemed to have blocked everything and everyone else out. Let's go, you finally whispered huskily, forcing yourself to stop kissing him long enough to get your words out. He nodded and stepped to the side, walking to his car door as you ran around to the other side to yours. The minute you two were both in the car, your hands were all over each other. You got off the bed too, after letting life come back into your body, and followed him out and then down into the kitchen. While Dabi was washing his hands and arm in the kitchen sink, you walked to the cupboard to get a snack. You hummed with annoyance when you couldn't find anything that you wanted. We need to go shopping. We have, no food. Dabi dried his arms and turned around to cuddle you from behind, resting his chin on your shoulder as he looked past you into the pantry. There's bread, he said, staring at the loaf. Nah, noodles. Plenty of noodles. He eyed off the 4 lots of 8-pack of instant noodles. Nah. Rice custard, he asked, looking down a level to see what was there. Ugh, no. I've named you 3 items, and you've said no to all of them. We have food. You're just being picky, he mumbled. There's nothing yummy to eat, you pouted, jiggling your shoulders with childlike frustration. Noodles. No. Then what do you want? He asked, tilting his head to bite firmly into your neck. I don't know. Let's go shopping. Ow! You hissed, pulling a face as his teeth sank into your skin. Who's paying for this? Neither of us have jobs, he said, letting you go. We need to get jobs this week. We'll be living on the streets. I don't know about you, but as far as I'm concerned, we'll still be doing it on the streets. I won't be quiet about banging you like a taco drum behind the local restaurant. Ugh, classy, you deadpanned. Okay, I'll put up an ad at college tomorrow and see if anyone wants lessons. You closed the cupboard door and headed back up to the bedroom to get your clothes on, so you'd look somewhat presentable at the shops. We'll stop by that corner store on the way back. I'll ask the owner if he wants me to work there, Dabi said as he followed you, reaching out to tap you on the bare ass as you walked ahead of him. Do you need a resume? You asked, swatting his hand away as you climbed the stairs and placing your hands over your ass to stop him smacking you. For working at a corner store? Dabi snorted. Nah, I don't think so. Okay then, give it a shot, you shrugged. The sound of trolleys clinking, people chatting, and random buzzers going off greeted your ears as you stepped into the decent-sized shopping mall to get some supplies for home. Did you bring a bag? Dabi asked, holding the car keys in hand. No, why? You asked. Keys, he said, holding them out to you. Go get your own damn bag if you need someone to put your keys, you replied sassily. My bag does not exist for you to put your crap in. Yeah, it does. It was on the fine print when you agreed to date me. What's yours is mine, and what's mine is mine. Your dick is mine, you quipped. My dick will be in your mouth, but respectfully and gently, he added, tucking the keys into his shirt and then shoving the wad of it down the inside of his belt. Oh, soft, you cooed as you grabbed a trolley. Polite Dabi is a rarity. Teasing me will only end up you getting railed, so keep it up, he said, smacking your ass firmly in public. Dabi! You hissed as you headed for aisle 1. Behave, what the hell's wrong with you? Do we need chicken? Dabi asked casually, reaching for a bag of freshly roasted chicken from the heater oven as he followed behind you in the trolley. Bro, you literally just said we couldn't afford a lot of food, and now you're buying random crap. Put it back. I want chicken. God, you're such a child. Okay, put it in the cart then. That's what she said. He leered, before dropping the chicken into the cart and walking along beside you to the next lot of food. We need some veggies or something, he mumbled. Ew. Don't ooh the vegetables, we need healthy stuff. Did you know that I've got something that has the highest amount of zinc in it and is a sustainable source of protein? Dabi asked ridiculously loudly. Oh, crying out loud, you hissed, shielding your face and trying to walk away from him. I can't take you anywhere. Wait, Mummy, Dabi cried out, making a hell of a scene in front of everyone in that aisle. Ugh, you muttered under your breath, with a small amused smirk on your face. God, you're so hopeless. Let me spank you, Dabi called from behind, and he covered your face with the sleeve of your jumper. Can you just shut up and hurry up and walk with me? I don't want to hear any more from you, you hissed, grabbing Dabi's ear and pulling on it, disciplinarian-like, once he got up beside you. You were intending to pull the ear to hurt and make him shut up and behave, but instead he moaned loudly and you shrieked and ran with the trolley, your sprinting form being chased by his very amused laugh. Okay, I'll stop, he called out. No! Promise, come back. He laughed. No, get away from me! I don't know you! You called back to him, rounding the corner into aisle 2 and scanning the shelves quickly to see if there was anything there that you needed. After getting all the way around the shops, with Dabi following behind but being somewhat more behaved than he had been at the beginning of the trip, you got to the checkout and the lady scanned your items. Is this one on me? You asked him, feeling your pockets for your wallet. I left my wallet in the car. He replied calmly. Mine isn't on me, you said with a grimace. Could you run to the car and get your wallet? Only if you give me... Please! Oh my God! You gasped with embarrassment, glancing at the checkout lady to see if she had heard what Dabi had said. If she had, she showed no sign of it, and you quickly grabbed his shirt and dragged him past you and then pushed him towards the shop doors. Go, quickly, you said, scooching him with your hands out to the car. Sorry, I forgot my wallet, you said sheepishly to the lady, and she just nodded and packed the last of your items, and then you waited awkwardly for Dabi to return as the line piled up behind you. Oh my God, hurry up, Dabi, this is embarrassing enough as it is without having to wait here for your slow ass. Finally, he returned and paid, and you took your things and left as quickly as you could. We're stopping by the corner store on the way home, right? You asked Dabi as you loaded the shopping into the back of the car. Yeah, I'll just talk to the owner and see if he wants me, Dabi said, grabbing the hot roasted chicken out of the bag as you placed it down the boot. What are you doing? Leave the chicken in there. No, it's hot. I want to get it now, he said, carrying it to the driver's side of the car as you closed the boot and walked up to the passenger side and pulled the door open. You can't drive and eat it. Pass it over here. I'll feed it to you. Dabi got into the car and sat down, passing the chicken to you before turning the car on and sliding his seatbelt on. I'm not going anywhere until I have something hot and juicy in my mouth. He leered across at you as you fumbled with the seatbelt. Are you meaning the chicken, or... You leered back, finally clipping your belt on and opening the roasted chicken bag. I was meaning you, but I'll take the chicken as a second option, he replied, settling one hand on the gear shifter and the other hand on the steering wheel. You smirked and dug your fingers into the chicken's cooked flesh. Ah! That's hot, you hissed, pulling your hand back and shaking it before sucking the seasoning off your fingertips. Dabi groaned, watching you suck your digits. Stop it! I'm just trying to get some food, damn it. You wiped your hand on your shirt and then tried again and ripped off some flesh, reaching across the console to put it in his open mouth. Fingers looking good, he huffed, chewing open mouth on the hot chook. I want some now, you said, digging your hands back into the bag and ripping off some for yourself amid finger shaking and that open mouth chewing breathing action to cool down the food as you alternated flipping and chewing it around in your mouth. After a few mouthfuls each, Dabi turned the car on and put it in drive, and then off you went, heading back towards home while eating the roasted chicken in the car. As you got closer to the corner store, Dabi slowed and pulled into one of the parking spaces outside the shop. Stay here, he said, quickly chewing down another mouthful of food. I'll be back in a bit. Can you get me something like chocolate or lolly? You asked. We are broke, Dabi deadpanned, one hand on the car doorknob as he looked back at you before exiting. But I want yummy food, you pouted, cheeks filled with chicken. How can I say no to that face? Dabi leered as he leaned back into the open car door and grabbed your chin in his hand, then dragged your face across the console to his side so he could kiss your chicken-seasoned lips. Go get those dollar bills, baby! You called as he pulled back and closed the car door. He walked around the front of the car and placed his hands in an X across his lower half and then rapidly hip-thrust into them a few times before casually placing his hands in his pockets and strolling to the front entrance of the shop. You snorted with amusement and shook your head. Idiot, you chuckled internally, shoving more chicken in your mouth. A few minutes later, Dabi appeared again with your dessert snack of choice and hopped back into the car. Gimme, you said in a baby voice, holding your hands out and scrunching it in a want motion to get him to hand you your snack. Nah, you gotta eat this while I bend you over back home, he said, turquoise eyes giving you a seductive look. No, you won't, because you can't frick for a few more weeks, he replied, quickly snatching your item from his hand and pulling it away. Ugh, he punctuated, smacking his hand against the steering wheel. Forget about that. Oh well, you sighed dramatically, opening your food item and putting it in your mouth. Screw you, he growled, his anger more directed at the fact that he couldn't rail you just yet than actually being directed at you. You knew he was frustrated at the whole situation. That much was obvious, so you did the mature thing and decided to tease him a little bit. Oh, Daddy can't have his playtime. Such a shame, you baby talked. You know it's not a good idea to tease me. Just you wait till I am allowed to screw you into the mattress. Then we'll see who's being a smartass. He turned the car on and reversed out of the parking spot, heading the last way home while you grinned mischievously at him. So did Orange say he needed you? You asked him through a mouthful of food as he drove. He said to bring in my resume. Dabi mumbled. Ha! Told you! Shut up. Do you even have a resume? You asked him genuinely. No. The hell? Why would I need a resume for? Dabi snorted, pulling into the driveway. You hummed, giving him a very concerned, furrowed brow look. Like, for times like now, when the owner literally just asked for your resume? Why does he need it? He can see I'm a functioning human. Dabi replied with indignation. How would I excel at bedroom activities? Help me get a job at the corner store. He got out of the car and walked to the back to get the food from the boot, and you followed. Please tell me that's not what you're going to put on your resume. I don't have anything on anything, he replied, lifting the 2 bags out and walking to the front door, leaving you to close the boot and follow with the half-eaten bag of chicken. Okay, well, I'll do it up for you because I can make it look frickin' amazing, you said, and then I'll drop it in there tonight. You're a keeper, he replied, turning back to kiss you on the forehead before walking into the kitchen to pack the food away. I love these 2 idiots. There ends chapter 43. Stay tuned for chapter 44 coming tomorrow.